Good morning, family. I didn't push the button too soon and interrupted the intro, but that is okay. Things do not always go as planned. Welcome to The Sun is Shining Today, another episode of the Purpose Experience. Come on, you already know what to say. Today is another day to live out my purpose and to give it 120%. Woo! Y'all gonna get really the meaning of this today. Today is another day to live out my purpose and to give it 120%. Good morning, Toya, beautiful. How are you doing today? Let's go ahead. What are you grateful for today? Be thankful for what you have. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. I am grateful, and we're really going to get into this, that even still, I can find the joyous moments in life. The family is here. They're asleep right now, but the boys are here, and we're gonna. I still got to work today, but it's going to be fun to engage with them in and out and tomorrow. And last night we had some fun. So just being around the kids to have some joy during this time. I'm super excited. Let's go ahead to our announcements for today. Again, if you are a practitioner looking or a therapist looking to start your own private practice, feel free to sign up for our workshop on May 1st from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. where we go through all the deets. We address all that frustration of first starting out and what steps to take to get started. The Girls Academy. Oh goodness. It was such a fun cohort the last time. It's a 6-week program working to address self-esteem issues, encourage healthy relationships, build confidence in our young ladies. Doesn't matter the race you are, we accept all races, and it's ages 13 through 18. So if you know a young lady who could benefit from the program, please join us. Good morning. I want to make sure I said it right. Asaya. Good morning, Asaya, because I've been saying it wrong all this time. How are you? And I found this, I just be looking. Hilltop Lutheran Neighborhood Center, the future awaits. It's a college readiness program. Learn more about the college admissions process, scholarships, financial aid, college searches, essay writing, as well as career exploration and more. And you can email Atia Chase at www.fisherchasellc@gmail.com. So I know a lot of times we're not sure of the steps and process to get ready for college. Good morning, cousin. We're not sure of the process. So this is a program that can help you out. And our very own lovely on the show, one of our members that comes, Stephanie Artiste, she posted this flyer, and I thought it would be awesome for our families in Laurel, Delaware. Food giveaway, feeding 1,000 families one box at a time. It will be this Saturday, April 17th from 9 a.m. until supplies last. And they are, located at 508 West 8th Street in Laurel, Delaware. So share this out because we know that some families are facing food scarcities right now, and we want to make sure that they can access this resource. All right, for all my summer hotties, want to get that body right? My good friend Jeremiah Guy is offering the opportunity for a free virtual workout. So all you have to do is send a DM via Instagram to Jeremiah2911 Fitness requesting a free one-on-one virtual workout, and he'll be choosing 5 people to work out for next week, the week of April 18th. So don't sleep on that. Go ahead and sign up. Now don't beat me up because I know this one is a little small, but I wanted to make sure I had that bottom information. Share the gift of knowledge. Donate books for grades pre-K to sixth grade. It can be workbooks of any subjects, reading books, dictionaries, coloring books. It's a book drive for the youth at Scholars Turf. And on Instagram, that's scholars_turf. Drop off your new and gently used books at 800 Vandiver Avenue, Wilmington, Delaware. And you could do that this Friday, April 16th, between 4 and 6 p.m. And if that doesn't work for you, just visit them on Instagram and they have a way where you can coordinate a different kind of drop off. But we want our kids reading. We want those brains growing from that time they've had out in the pandemic. So let's go ahead. If you have some books, let's gather them up and get them ready. And then finally, we have the fashion swap that is going to occur April 17th and 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you do have to purchase tickets for this event. But if you have some clothes that you're like, okay, I don't need these anymore, and let me go check out someone else's fashions, this is where you want to go. You can visit www.delawarefashionswap.eventbrite.com. And as you know, I love sharing information of what's happening in the community. So if you have some important news or a flyer, an event that's happening, or a way to give back and have volunteer opportunities, if you have that, feel free to share it with me so I can announce it in the show, because I know I'm not seeing everything that's happening here in Delaware, and I want to help to spread the word so that we all can share in the knowledge. Okay, let's go. Uh-oh. Hold on now, because I had it up. Now, where did it go? Let's go to our scripture for today. Let me act like I actually do know how to use stuff, since somehow I had it up. It's because I started remember I said I do the devotionals in the Bible app, and I started a new one with Michael Todd, and then I lost my place for today's scripture, but that's okay, because I'm a church girl, so I know how to look up the scripture. So we're coming from, let me keep scrolling. Here we go. We're coming from 1 Peter chapter 1, and I'm going to read 18 through 20. Your life is a journey. You must travel with deep consciousness of God. It costs God plenty to get you out of that dead end, empty-headed life you grew up in. He paid with Christ's sacred blood. You know, he died like an unblemished sacrificial lamb. This is our same scripture from yesterday. And this was no afterthought, even though it has only lately, at the end of ages, become public knowledge. God always knew he was going to do this for you. It's because of this sacrificed Messiah, whom God then raised from the dead and glorified, that you trust God, that you know you have a future in God. So think about someone that sacrificed for you so that we can have a future, but we have to stay steady in that relationship. Oh, and boy, is that ever. And it's a good transition into our topic for today. And when I was sitting thinking, I always think about the fact that even though you see certain people and we make assumptions about just their life and how they're living, and we always hear stories of their storm after they've overcome it, right? And I wanted to be sure that I use this platform to be open, to be transparent, and to speak my truth of, I'm not perfect and my struggle is real. And I always want to exemplify that in life, we can go through challenging times. And I would identify this time right now, this moment, these last couple of weeks, and you guys been here all through it. I don't know if you've noticed, as my challenging season. There are areas in my life that are causing hurt and pain and trouble and chaos and frustration. And I wanted to show you guys, I'm not perfect. My struggle is real. When I come on and when I give certain tips and I say, ooh, that's an ouch moment for me, it's because I'm living it as well. And I think it's important that not only do we hear, people who look to inspire and motivate, hear their story at the end, like their win at the end, but also see that even through the trenches, even through the tough time, that we can still rise up and be incredible people through the challenges. So of course I got to break this down. So again, I want to be clear. Right now, there are aspects of my life, the one that gets on every day, smiling, and at times it's me hyping myself up in the moment to show up for you guys, to show up for my clients. Because even though obstacles happen in our life, that doesn't mean we go hide under the cover and give up. But it does mean a couple things, and we're going to talk about that today. It does mean that you acknowledge it and you show up the best you can, and you continue to fight and work through and put in all those kind of like the coping skills, the steps, all that we always talk about in order to make it through. Am I making sense? Is that coming across clear? So again, I'm not perfect. My struggle is real. And I just want to talk about the fact that we can have good and we can have, and I intentionally didn't use bad, we can have challenging seasons. So you may look at your life and say, oh my goodness, this is going amazing. And for me, it's, my business is growing. I have a roof over my head. I have family support and everything. And then there are these other areas that are simply falling apart and are stressful and at times overwhelming, and it feels lonely. And sometimes it's hard to be transparent and share with others. And I'll talk about that in a second because of how others receive what you're saying and how they kind of interpret it on their own. But I'll talk about that in a second. So we have to recognize, my dad's calling, we have to recognize that we can have good and very challenging seasons in life. But even when we have the challenging seasons, we have to focus our mind on the hope, the belief, the faith that one, God is with us, and two, if we keep showing up, if we keep pushing ourselves, if we keep reevaluating, that challenging season will pass as well, and we're going to come out with that success story, with that ability to say that I overcame. The issue becomes when we have these challenging seasons and we just go with it. We give up, we throw in the towel, we say forget it, we don't show up, putting our best foot forward because it's just too overwhelming. Now, let me go ahead and say, because I don't want y'all to twist it, because as a therapist, I know the difference between a clinical depression, where you just don't have that and you do need that support, versus there's a lot of stuff hitting you and it hurts. It's stressful. It makes you just want to stay in bed and crawl under the covers all day and just cry. But if you dig deep, you can pull out that strength, that inner fight in you to keep pushing. Is this making sense? I hope so. So then we look at how then do we manage these challenging situations? Whether it be you just lost your job, whether it be you're getting criticized on the job for the work that you're doing, whether it be you're in a relationship and things just aren't going well, whether it be you just suffered a big loss in whether it be someone close to you in your life, or any other obstacle you can think, any other challenge, any other pain point that you can think. So the key is you have to take the time to sit with it. And then we always talk about acknowledging, pinpointing, putting a name to what it is. What is it that is causing me this pain? What is it that's stressing me out? Now, at times, we can go all the way left with worrying and asking all these questions in our minds. And that is when you can allow certain times to do that. And then at times you got to put it in a box, put the lid on it, close it in order to tackle your day and still show up where you are needed. But in that time when you're sitting with it, really sit with it. Feel that emotion. Let out that cry. Let out that anger. Because the issue becomes when we don't. And then it all piles in and we explode because we didn't give we didn't give ourselves that opportunity just to sit in the mess, sit in the challenging season and look at what this issue is that's coming up for me. And then I always find it well for those people who are close to you, right? And this is the interesting one. Those people who are close to you, we want to find comfort in knowing we have support. But this is where you have to be a little bit careful, a little bit paying more attention to how can I say this? How you go about and sharing and telling your story. Because some people will love you, will give feedback, but it doesn't align with what you need or what you want. And they'll expect you to do things their way, the way that works for them, versus collaborating with you and finding what works for you. And that is very important, even in therapy. It's not that we, the therapists, will throw out suggestions. Hey, Damien, we'll throw out suggestions. We will make it more of a collaborative approach and see what works for you. But pay attention to the fact that people love you and they don't want to see you in pain, but that doesn't mean that you have to work through your pain the way that they want you to. You absolutely have to do what's best for you. And I found, because I'm not perfect, my struggle is real too, that there were some people I shared my hurt points with where they flipped it and analyzed it in their own way. And y'all know I dig pretty deep. So what I say is what's really going on, and what I mean, I probably don't need you to analyze it. But they flipped it and took it, and then they made it their own and tried to force upon me how I should be reacting, how I should be coping and responding. And I want you to be very careful that you know what you feel, right? You know what you need to help you overcome. So don't allow that stress in, because sometimes it's difficult to manage that feedback, that advice that you're getting, and what you should take in. I'm only speaking because this is my truth right now. So you have to sit with yourself and discover what really works best for me. What is it that I need to reflect in, gather myself back together, and come out even better? I hope this is making sense because I'm speaking my truth here. And the key is, don't run from the problem, because sometimes it'll be a problem. We'll just suppress it and pretend like it never exists. No, don't run from the problem. Thank you, friendship. But do get silent and spend that private time for me. And for me, it's with God. For you, whatever that is that brings you the peace and the joy, and to know that you have that support and that ability to reflect. So we don't want to suppress the issues. We don't want to ignore and pretend they're not there, because that's just not going to make them magically go away. But do get silent, take that time to reflect, take that time to hear from God, really get a notebook, write out what's coming to you, because that is going to be in your silent moments come your game plan. And that's going to be the way you're going to execute through this challenging season, this hurtful season, this season that makes you just want to give up and throw in the towel. So although the initial pain has jolted you and shocked you to think, how am I ever going to get through this? I'm telling myself and I'm promising you that a game plan will come out of your sitting silent, you're sitting still, and just seeking that guidance and vision of what's to come next in your life. And it's scary because it's unknown. It's scary because it's some truths that you may have to face, but we have to believe that it's all lining up for our good, for our purpose, and for what will bring us out better on the other side. I'm telling y'all, I'm speaking to myself today if it ain't hitting you at all, because again, I'm not perfect. My struggle is real. And what I have really found to be helpful in this time of struggle, this time of hurt, is just finding the small joyous moments, right? And oddly enough, even though, so you guys know I'm a therapist, I have it has been thank you God, increase in speaking engagements and just people wanting to talk. And sometimes, and that's why I really appreciate my friendship, because he always says, you're always pouring out. Let me pour into you and praying over. And it's hard at times to pour from an empty cup. But I find that since I am walking in what I feel is my current purpose, when I have those moments to have one-on-one therapy sessions, Levante comes to life. When I have those moments, and it may literally be a little bit before the session where I am feeling low and feeling like, goodness gracious, this is a challenging season. But as soon as it's time to start that session, as soon as it's time to have that workshop or that teaching moment, because I am walking in my purpose, it's like it all goes out. And it's not that, sometimes you put on a face, you faking the funk, you got the best acting skills. I could tell if I was acting. It really is a true joy and passion because I am doing what I love to do. And that's why I always strive and ask that you guys really work towards finding your purpose, because in your purpose, your joy will come out of your pain points. Your purpose will push you to where the hurt will try to keep you down. The purpose will push you past it and have you just living in your joy and happiness. And then I also paid attention to the joy moments. Like I said, the nephews are here. And we had our challenge day the other day. Last night we just went for a ride. I got them some food and we just sat at the dining room table and talked. And it was just so happy. It was just a happy moment to see these teens growing, getting so big, and just to sit and have conversation with them. So find the moments that bring you joy. Like even right now with the sun shining on my face, it just feels beautiful. And I got to the point where I said, well, I don't want to be that person that, how can I explain this? That person that feels like they're faking it, like putting on a mask. And it was God spoke to me and said, well, no, you're not doing that. You're living out your purpose. You're finding the joy in moments. So even when I come on at 7 a.m. with you guys, it's because I'm excited to do it. I love these moments. I love the ability to reflect, to share tips, and to be transparent and vulnerable and let you guys know I'm not perfect. My struggle is real, and your struggle today may be threatening to take you out, may be very challenging. But I'm hoping and sharing my story and how I have all these things going on. You guys see it. I'm sure you see it. But in the background, there's a lot going on too. But I still push forward. I'm still fighting to keep standing, to be brave in the face of adversity, and to keep pushing. So then our last tip is reset and believe. Sometimes, remember I said, do this thing your way. Do what you need to get. And if that means turning off your phone, turning off social media, getting away, taking a break to kind of just sit with yourself, reflect, you do that. Right? And again, that's not running, that's a reset. And then the key is to believe that in the end, I am going to come out better. And when I take this time to reset, you may have to take a couple resets depending on how life is coming about and what it's throwing at you. And that is okay. At times, we ignore these issues. We put on that face and pretend all is well when we're really crumbling inside. I'm saying acknowledge what it is. Sit in the feelings, but don't let it totally take you out. Keep showing up when you need to show up and keep finding those joys in the moments. We can have challenges and manage them and be blessed and be happy just the same. It's a part of life. Things are going to get thrown at us. The unknown is going to threaten to take us out and make us want to give up, but we can't. We have to keep fighting because all in all, and I've been saying this from day one, you have a purpose, and your purpose is tied to someone else's purpose and success as well. You are here to show up and to be uniquely you in this world, no matter what that gift, talent, give back may be. So when you need to reset and believe, you absolutely do that. I hope today with me sharing my truth has helped someone to just feel renewed, rejuvenated, and know that you too can make it through the tough times. I love you guys. Make sure to share this out with someone so that they can get an encouraging word as well. Of course, I don't even know what today is. Today Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Y'all pray for me. I got to do a video interview today as well. Of course, have a marvelous day, and I will see you tomorrow. Love you guys. At Levante Endorsi and Associates, our therapists are seeking to shatter any myths that say it is not okay to not be okay. At our practice, our clinicians are experts in a wide variety of clinical interventions